Good morning, Madonna. It's Kerry here from Pacific Toyota Lexus Cairns. So what I would like to do, Madonna, today for you is a high definition virtual tour of our 2020 Toyota Landcruiser GXL Prado. Just want to make sure I can go through the interior, exterior of the motor vehicle as well too. Also around the wheel arches, tyres, rims, and also through the interior, just through the engine bay, just to make sure there is no blemishes on the paint itself or any marking or any bad mistaking that's on the vehicle. So let's just tell you a little bit more about Pacific Toyota. So Pacific Toyota is actually one or two pre-owned dealerships here. So we're actually sitting on 77 Mulgrave Road here. So we're actually based in the city of Cairns itself. Madonna, I'm not too sure actually you've been in Cairns itself, but we're about 1.5 kilometers away from the city itself. We actually, our second pre-owned yard is actually 235 Mulgrave Road. That's basically left of us on Cairns and south on the left hand side. Next to that is our franchise dealership Toyota and Lexus as well, service and parts behind it. And also we actually own opposite lock and four-wheel drives as well too. So Pacific Hino is one of our bigger dealerships as well too, and also Coral Motors that does all our own pre-owned inspections on our vehicle. So as you can see in the background there, Madonna, is actually our grey building. That's our two-story showroom. And we hold up to about 160 to 250 cars at all times. And we sell actually around about 200 cars a month as well too. So let's just get straight into the video and basically tell you a little bit more about this 2020 Prado that you're looking at with us today. So what I'm going to do is go straight through the engine bay first. I'll lift the bonnet up right now, Madonna. Just go through the engine bay and just give you a look how clean and tidy that vehicle is underneath, just through the engine bay itself. Fantastic, looks amazing. Up around the top of the bonnet, underneath as well too. That looks great. So what I'm going to do right now is close the bonnet. I'm just going to go down to the front bar and just go through the front bar itself. As you can see, the GXL comes out with the fog lights with the chrome trimming around it. Down through the front bar itself. There's no markings on that side there. It's just the car's a little bit dirty, but I'll definitely point out if there's any bad perfections in the paint. Up through the bonnet now. Across the top of the bonnet. Fantastic, that paint's in really great condition, Madonna. Up onto the windscreen just to make sure there's no chips or cracks in the windscreens itself. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just going to step back and go closer right up onto the paint just to make sure there's no bad perfections in the paint itself. I'm just going to make the camera go right across to the rear of the vehicle. You can see the gloss in this paint. It's actually in great condition. Being a 2020 with very low mileage on it, it's actually in great condition. Fantastic, looks good from the rear as well too. So I'm just going to make my way down through to the kickboard and then basically way through the wheel arch right here now. So we go through the front wheel arch. Fantastic, just checking the tyres. Got plenty of great good tread on the tyres as well. It's got about 90% tread. Checking the rims, just make sure there's no gutter ash on the rims itself. Making my way to the rear of the vehicle right now, through the wheel arch. Fantastic, looks really great. Checking those tyres, got good tread on the tyres itself. Okay, so I'm just going to make my way through the trim on the passenger side, just to make sure there's no blemishes in the trim itself or any marking. Down on the kick panel, you can see it's actually fitted out with the factory rubber floor mats. Up on through the dash, across the dash, in through the driver's side seat, and then back through the passenger side seat. But I'll get through those logbooks very shortly. Checking the rear door now on the trim. Down on the kick panel, up onto the back of the seat. Make my way through to the middle row seats here. And just before I go any further as well too, I just want to pull the seat down and just give you a look inside the rear as well. You've got your puffer shelf there, but I'll go through the back rear door as well too, so I'll have a look at that for you. Okay, now I'm just going to go through the rear bar here. As you can see, Madonna, just want to make sure I can point out if there's any bad perfections on the rear bar. Like I said to you, you've got your rear sensors as well too. That's fitted out onto the bottom of the rear bar. And then back around to the spare wheel cover. Just on the spare wheel cover, you got your reverse camera underneath there as well too. And I did mention that it actually has one marking on the back of the rear tail bar, but just right here that I just pointed out, and a couple of little stone chips on the rear bar as well too, but I'll get those brush touch and fixed up for you as well. Back through the rear of the vehicle, just make sure there's no luggage and markings. If there is, I'll sort of point them out to you. Onto the back of the trim of the door itself. All right, Madonna, so I'm just going to make my way on the left side of the vehicle now, just giving you a little bit more of a bit of an angle on this side. I'll get a bit of a closer shot up here, and then I'll just make my way down to the front of the vehicle. All right, Madonna, that looks really good. That's in great condition. I'll just get that camera back a little bit. Fantastic, looks good. Now I'll go through the wheel arch here. Okay, checking the tires and rims. Just make sure there's no gutter ash on those. Checking the sideboards on it for you. Back through the rear wheel arch here now. Checking those tires as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to step up here onto the sideboard and check on top of the roof, just to make sure there's no blemishes on top of the roof itself. But that's in great condition. Fantastic. So I'm just going to go through the passenger side door now on the rear on driver's side. Just checking the trim. Down on the kick panel, up through the back of the seat, and then basically back through middle row seats. Now I'm going to get to the driver's side. So the most important video here is just to make sure there's no bad blemishes, because you're in the car 24/7. You're basically on this side of the vehicle at all times, and just make sure on that, just checking the trim up through. As you can see, the camera's gone here. You've got your push button start, your power of mirrors, your fold in mirrors as well too, and down below that you've got your automatically headlights as well. All right, just going to push that button once, check on the cluster. So I'm just going to put the camera straight on the cluster itself, just as in showing you the odometer reading, 49,764 on the clock. Okay, just before I go away from the steering wheel, I just want to make sure I go around the steering wheel itself, just to make sure there's no blemishes on the steering wheel. You've got your functions here. You've got your Bluetooth, your voice recognition, and your volume controls. Changing your stations as well too. Also on the right side of the steering wheel, you've got your lane departure, your adaptable radar cruise control as well, and then basically that's all through inside your cluster, so you can change all your buttons and then change this button up, down, move that around. Okay, having a look over the audio sound system, so you can see that the sat navigation system's on. I'll put it in reverse and just checking that camera as well too. Fantastic. Having a look at, you've got your air conditioning there, you've got your dual climate control, so driver side and passenger. Then you've got your rear temperature as well too. And then just below that there, you've got your extra coin box that you can put some extra stuff below that. Then also you've got your four-wheel drive switching over button. So high 4, low 4, center lift locks, locking your diffs, hill descent, and like I said, you've got your traction control and your second start. Below that there has got your cup holders, so if you had a cold drink or a hot drink, you can also put that in there as well too. And then you've got your USB that's actually here with your AUX coming through, and then also your 12 volts for charging up your accessories. In here is actually your center console, just to show you how deep it is underneath there. And the most important is actually showing you the key and also the service history on there as well. So you got your first service at 16,000 Ks. And your next service after that is at 30,000 Ks. And then the service after that is 49,000 Ks. And then the last one we actually did at 49,000 Ks, 759. Fantastic. All right, so that's actually come to the end of the video there, Madonna. But thank you very much for your inquiry today. Hopefully we can make you a proud owner of this 2020 Toyota Landcruiser GXL Prado, white in colour. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to give me a call. But thank you very much.